Greetings, grand rising, my lovely people. You're gonna want to like and you're gonna want to subscribe to this video because I'm about to drop some jewels. Because right now, y'all, I got the anointing on me. I got the anointing on me so strong right now. If I burst out in tears, forgive me. This information, it feels like it's flowing through my veins. Like I can have the feeling inside me that's so strong. I have to get this message out because this channel is all about working through our issues, working from the inside out. We are focused on our inner being, our inner issues, not something somebody else got going on, but we working on ourselves on this channel. So like and subscribe to my channel. Y'all help me get the views up. Help me spread the word. Help me. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I want to talk to y'all about. Do you know, I was sitting here thinking, because I've talked to several people today, and when they call me, they got something to talk about, something bad, something's not working, something's not going right. People calling me, asking me for prayer. People calling me, asking me to talk to God for them because they said they know that me and God are best friends. We are hooked up. And usually when people tell me to pray for them, it do work. But y'all, I don't pray for nobody. I tell them I don't pray for people because I don't know how to pray for you. If I pray for you, I might pray the wrong thing. So what I do is decree and declare. When you tell me what the issue is, I just say the opposite of what you say you're going through. And when you talking to me, that's what I'm doing inside myself. I'm seeing you in a way that you don't see yourself. That's all I do, y'all. So, what I want to talk to y'all about today is who you telling your business to. That's your problem because you're talking to the wrong person when you're talking about what you're going through. Now, the reason I want you to think about this is because we on this channel know that words are alive. Words are us without the skin. So on this channel, when I speak, I'm not speaking about flesh. I'm talking about our reality, who we really are. In the beginning was the word. God broke down in word form, and each one of the words that make up God, that is about God, his aspects, his care, how he is, his countenance, what he believe, what he like, what he don't like, it's all in word form. So you can talk to these words. You can speak to these words. In God's language, in God's word, they're called the names. Because everything has a name. Everything comes from the invisible. You have to get invisible in order to be in spirit and in truth. Do that fit the flesh? No, that don't. How can you be in spirit and truth? You can't have flesh, right? So you're going to have to learn how to be word, because that's all you are. You are consciousness and words. That's your whole makeup. Now, what we need to do is understand that we are connected to this universe. And this universe is mental. Just the same as the universe is, we are the same. Everything you look at in the universe is all stashed in here. Everything you look at on the earth is all stashed in here. Everything you asking for out here is all stashed in here. You got the wood to build your houses. You got the nails to put them together. You got the concrete to pave your foundation. You even got the soil to plant your harvest. You even have the seeds to put in the soil to get the harvest. You even get to decide what the harvest is going to be. But we have not been using our power, y'all. So we been getting beat up by our own ignorance, not understanding. So when you have an issue, don't call me no more. Do not call me when you have a issue asking me to pray for you. You need to go to the issue that you're having. See, we have these issues and we're letting these issues run our life when in reality, we're not talking to these issues. We talk around these issues. We talk about these issues. We mention these issues. But do we actually sit down and have a conversation with what the heck you going through? Do you know it's a deity? Do you know it got ears? Do you know it has a heartbeat? Do you know it has a soul just like you? So if you're going through like me, let me give y'all my example. I'm not in poverty. I don't consider myself in poverty. I don't consider myself a part of poverty. But I have some, what do you say, some remnants of poverty, some things that poverty have dropped off in my field, which is called scarcity and lack, which I am now decreeing and declaring and proclaiming that I shall never meet them two again. Now, my issue isn't with dishonesty. My issue isn't even with disobedience. My issue isn't with unforgiveness. My issue isn't with meanness. My issue isn't with selfishness. You see what I'm saying? So, my issue that I'm having is scarcity and lack. So, why would I go to riches to talk about scarcity and lack? Riches is not scarcity and lack. It's two different entities, and riches is not bothering me. Riches is what I'm thanking for being a part of my life. But what I'm giving praise to and reverence to is the freaking lack and the scarcity. Because y'all, I've been focusing on it. I've been more focusing on what I don't have than what I do have. So therefore, the scarcity and lack has become abundant. It has become prosperous in my life because one, I have not talked to scarcity and lack. I ain't mentioned them jokers, but I know that's what I'm experiencing. I just ain't been able to put my finger on what it is that I'm going through. So I thought about the woman with the issue of blood. She knew what her issue was. So she went to God and she said, if I just touched the hem, I could be healed. She knew that issue of blood was in trouble. If she went to the hem of his garment, if she just got her fingertips on it, that issue of blood had to go. It had to dry up. She didn't crawl on that ground for her unbelief. She didn't crawl on that ground because somebody took something from her or somebody did something to her. No. She crawled on that ground because that issue was an issue to her. It would not stop being in her face. It would not stop being a problem. Y'all, this is how we're going to have to define what we're going through. Okay. You have a issue of having stability, finding you a place to stay, right? You keep going from house to house. Well, you need to talk to stability. You need to get in touch with stability. And you need to start speaking on your foundation. Have you even thought about what type of foundation you have? This is what it means that we're going to have to give reverence to the words that we speak. We just talk, y'all. We just talk. Ain't thinking about what the words mean. Ain't thinking about how powerful the words are. We're just running our mouth and we're getting how we talk and how we feel, which is nothing when we talk. So these things don't have a master. They don't have a command. They don't have an order. They don't have a proclamation. They don't have a decree. They just out here being tyrants, doing all type of stuff, bringing you back a whole bunch of children that you can't take care of or handle because they ain't got no respect for you because they never knew you. Do that sound familiar? They never knew you. So what we're going to do is you're going to sit down and you're going to start calling Jenny, Jane, Paul, Bobo, Frank, and Riley them. And you're going to sit down and you're going to think about your issues. What issue are you having? And you're going to sit down and you're going to speak life into that issue. That is an issue of blood. That is something pouring out. That is something crying out. That is something oozing out. You're not supposed to ooze. That's like an infection. That's like pus. That's like just something foul or alcohol just coming out of your skin, which it should not be. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to have to start speaking to your issues. You know why you got to speak to your issues? Don't them jokers feel like they're alive? They don't feel like they're alive to y'all. It don't feel like your issues kicking your butt and tearing you up like you don't got no power over your issues. It don't feel like your issues is a person putting voodoo spells on you or setting traps for you, digging graves for you, snatching your finances, keeping you in a hole, keeping you stagnant, making you procrastinate. When you want to do something, it tell you, oh, you could wait a little longer. Oh, you got time. Oh, this wouldn't be the right time. Then you been missed the boat. Then you been missed the opportunity, and the opportunity never come back. And you spend your life chasing that same opportunity that is gone. See, who at home? Who at home? Who running the show? What type of rules do you got in your household? Are there any rules in your household? This is your household, y'all, and ain't nobody been home. I'm sorry to tell y'all. You going through it because ain't nobody been home. Your issues have been running wild. So you're going to sit down today or whenever you get time enough to care about yourself and want a change in your life and get these hanks off your back, because these are hanks on your back, right? You're going to have to sit down and say, what is my issue? Is my issue lying? Is my issue scamming? Is my issue cheating? Is my issue lack? Is my issue scarcity? Is my issue hunger? Is my issue homelessness? Is my issue financial stress? You gonna have to sit down and figure out what your issue is, because guess what? You ain't having all the issues at one time. So therefore, you can't speak to trust about lack. It ain't gonna make no sense if you talk about trust to lack. They don't go together. So trust is trust. You better use trust to combat lack. You use trust to fight lack. You use trust in what trust means to you and what you know trust is, and you tell that, look, I don't know why you showing me this image of not enough. Like I can't grab stuff, but I know this is not real. I trust the words of God. I trust. And let me tell y'all what you're going to have to learn how to trust. Pick up your Bible. It tells you. There are two ways to ask for things. One way, you can say it. Another way, you can pray it. Saying it and praying it is the same thing. It sounds different, but it's the same thing. Praying is not begging. Praying is declaring and decreeing and making proclamations. Praying is speaking that thing as it's already done. When you say it, you ain't begging. When you saying it, you saying how it is. You saying that's what you want. You saying, okay, that's what I expect. And you don't think nothing less. You don't think nothing more. When you say, I want them new Jordans that just came out last week, that's it. You don't want the nothing else. You don't want no Converse. You asking for a pair of Jordans and a specific pair of Jordans. And that's it. That's all God is saying. Know what you're asking for. Be sure of what you're asking for, and don't waver when you asking for it. But we waver. We want to go pick at it because we don't like the waiting place, right? We hate the waiting place. Well, we're going to have to start getting our thoughts together, and we're going to have to start getting our inner speech together. We're going to have to stop getting on the phone, talking about our problems, because guess what? Everything on the outside is responding to that conversation, and the universe is saying, okay, so they want more problems. So now you're going to start keeping your problems to yourself. You don't want to let your problems out of the bag because they can go do some crazy shit. So you're going to start keeping your issues to yourself. This is how you touch the hem of his garment. You're going to tell the issue that you're having, it's got to go. You're on notice. I'm kicking you out. You done kicked up too many problems and told too many lies and created too many false narratives. You got everything in a disarray. No longer are you allowed to be here. You're going to have to recognize your issues and kick them out. Y'all, I made a video saying don't let one or two people cause you to miss your blessing. Don't let one or two people cause you to miss the boat. Don't let one or two people cause you not to be able to get into the kingdom. You don't want to just look at the kingdom. You want to be able to walk in. You want to be able to live there. You want to be a citizen. So don't let one or two people cause you to miss out on your blessing.
Protein coffee smoothie.
Huh?
It's a protein coffee smoothie.
It's kind of, it tastes funny, but it's like a good funny. It tastes good.
Yeah. Just because I put like some of the raspberry.
My son just made a protein coffee fruit smoothie. Y'all, hey, that's how you find out what worked for you. You gotta try new stuff, and it tastes pretty good. And you got flax seeds in it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I taste.
The protein is gonna make you do.
Yeah, it'll make me use the bathroom. Thank you, son. I needed that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Okay, y'all. I'm so sorry. I had to talk to my baby. But back to our issues. You're going to have to learn how to use the names. The names are very important. How are you going to defeat lack? You got to find a word to combat lack. How are you going to defeat doubtful mindedness? You got to find a word that's going to beat up doubtful mindedness and push doubtful mindedness. How are you going to defeat trust when you have, trust issues, when you having a lack of trust? You're going to have to go grab faith, and you're going to have to combat that unbelief with faith. You see what I'm saying? You're going to have to use the words of God, of power. You're going to have to start practicing faith. Faith is something you do, not something that you have. Faith without works is dead. Your job, your employment is faith. You are a faith worker. You are a faith creator. You bring something out of nothing. You hang in the invisible and you make visible. You are what faith does. That's why you gotta have faith. Faith can't be faith if you don't believe. You make faith. You are the reason why faith can be faith and perform faith's actions. Faith needs you in order to prove herself. If you don't believe in faith and you don't trust faith, you'll never know faith. And you'll always keep saying faith is not real. But faith is just as real as you are, just as real as your name is, just as real as the words that you speak. So you're going to have to get to know Faith. You're going to have to get up in the morning and you're going to have to be like, good morning, Faith. How are you today? Today is going to be such a lovely day. I can't wait to see all the things that I have not discovered be discovered. All the things that have not been uncovered to be uncovered. Yeah, the things that have been covered to be uncovered. You're going to have to start speaking to your words. Now, in the Bible, it says, as long as you believe the words that come out of your mouth. You see that? Not Bobo mouth. Not Jimmy Sue mouth. Jimmy Sue. Not Peter Jane mouth. Not Jane mouth. Not Bubba Licious. Not his mouth. You're going to have to believe the words that are coming out of your mouth. This is what faith is. Do you believe the words that you're speaking? Because if you don't, you don't need to be telling nobody else it. And if you're not practicing and living the words that you're speaking, you don't need to tell it to nobody else. See, our job is to work faith, is to do faith, is to practice faith, is to be faith, is to act as faith is, as to do what faith does. You are the power that makes faith be what faith is. Faith depends on your belief. And if you ain't gonna believe what coming out of my mouth, you ain't gonna believe what come out the baby's mouth. You're not gonna believe what comes out of the preacher's mouth, and you dang sure ain't gonna believe what come out of your mommy and daddy mouth. To me, those are like the most important people. You won't believe what come out of your grandparents' mouth. What about the words in your mouth? Now, if your words in your mouth don't mean nothing, you lost. You're lost because you can't depend on somebody else's word. This is an individual journey. You're going to have to lean and depend on your own words. But the thing is, do you believe what you're saying? If you believe what you're saying, you'll practice it. You'll be able to show proof that what you've been talking about work. On my channel, all I do is show proof. I can say something and come back maybe a day or two later, sometime the same day, sometime 30 minutes later. I come back with proof to back my words up. Something should back up your words. Your words shall not come back void. You know why everybody's doing bad right now? And why everybody's going through lack and scarcity? For one, if you are in lack and scarcity, I'm going to tell you right now, you're in the best position to be in. It's not a good thing, but if you there, you already there, okay? Ain't nothing you can do about it. You there. You there, Bubba. But I want you to look at your lack and scarcity like this. See, you got to give your words power. They ain't got to mean what they mean. They mean what your intent say they mean. You can tell lack and scarcity. Okay, I know you're here because I'm in the beginning. This is the beginning. I'm starting over. Things have been removed from my life so that I can become better. I have lost things because those are the things that I didn't need. In reality, I can't lose a thing. How can spirit be lacking anything? Okay? I am lacking because somewhere I'm not in alignment. I'm lacking because somewhere my words, my mind, are not merging together. Somewhere it's a disconnect. See, You're going to have to take full responsibility. So if you're in a place right now where you at the bottom, and I don't know what your bottom is, but this is my bottom. I'm not in poverty, thank God, because I still got a roof over my head, food to eat. I'm just experiencing lack and scarcity. So this is what I want to discuss. I don't know what anybody else is going through, but mine is lack and scarcity. So I have to look at my lack and scarcity as not as if it's an enemy here to attack me. My lack and scarcity is there to let me know that a new is coming. That all the stuff that I created was what I created. Y'all, I'm in a new thinking. I'm in a new frame of thinking. I live in a new state of mind. This is where I live at. It's called new state of mind. That's where I live at right now. So I can't think like I did in 3D. Therefore, my 3D body and thinking has fallen off. Now I have a 4D, 5D body, 4D, 5D thinking, probably 6, 7D with me. But I have a light body. I have moved from this and moved into that because in my mind, you can't tell me that I'm just this. That don't make no sense to me. So my thinking is fixed. The way I live my life is spirit. I live my life in the invisible because I know that everything exists in the invisible. Everything was a thought before it became matter. So if you're at the bottom, thank God that the space has been cleared. Think of yourself as if you're in the Garden of Eden and this garden needs to be dressed. God went off and he started thinking. And he said, you know what? I want to multiply myself a whole bunch of times. That's all you want to do. You want to multiply everything about you a whole lot of time because you're everything. You're the house, you're the car, you're the business, you're the church, you're the children, you're the people. So you want to multiply yourself and you want to have it your Garden of Eden without anybody else's influence on it. This is the gift that God gave you. So if you at the bottom, thank God because now you don't see nothing. Nothing's there. So when something pops up, you'll know where it came from. You'll know how it came about. And you'll be able to see God. You'll be able to see God actually move and God actually work. And you'll be able to see, is God blessing me or is the devil blessing me? See, with nothing there, nobody's influence, nobody's teaching. It's just you and your consciousness, which is God. You go into this garden. Now, what do you want? What would you like to see in your garden? You're in the beginning. Meaning you starting over, you are fresh, you are new, you born again. You starting fresh. You denouncing every past event, past thing. You starting fresh. So this is why a lot of you don't have anything because you had God stuff and Caesar stuff mixed up and you was thinking that Caesar stuff was God stuff and you was saying the stuff that Caesar blessed you with, you was saying God blessed me with this. I'm going to give you a prime example of what I mean. Y'all know I got to give you examples. I go hood because more people think hood, even though they try to say they ain't hood, they hood. And we all know negativity better than we do positivity. So if you were getting put out of your place and you had 24 hours to come up with the money and you was walking down the street and you found a big old 8-ball of dope, right? And you know a lot of people. You know a lot of dope heads. Now, The person of Caesar's world would say, wow, God knew I was about to lose my place. It was meant for me to walk down this street. God, you looked out for me then. They would take that 8 ball of dope and they would go to the dope man and sell it. Possibly pay their rent. But then they're going to be looking for another way to pay their rent the next month. See, this is the setup with Satan. Now, just because you didn't walk past that dope, you decided to pick that dope up and go sell that poison to somebody else. Now you done brought on a whole nother slew of issues. But Caesar-minded people would say, God bless them. Do you think a loving God, a heavenly divine God, will set you down a path because he know you're losing your place, to send you on a path to pick up free drugs off the ground and allow you to go sell it to his people and poison his people just so you can have a roof over your head? You see how our thinking is? Now, learn how to think in the spirit. Stop letting your problems be a problem when they're probably not even a problem. We label everything a problem because it changed and it got off and it went wrong. Maybe God don't like the neighborhood you in. Maybe you got a jealous neighbor next door to you planning on murdering you. Maybe the house you living in got bad energy, nothing but bad people live there, and the reason you catching hell is because you're clairvoyant, you're intuitive, you're open. You're an open channel, so you sitting in that house soaking in all of that and wondering why your life falling apart, why nothing ever works for you, why you so angry. You don't know why God is moving you from a place. Stop giving everything that happens credit to the devil. At least know who you getting your credit from. You got to learn God ways and you got to learn Satan ways. Now, see that experience with the dope? That's real confusing, ain't it? To a worldly person. And you could tell that worldly person, God didn't do that. They'll argue you down and say, yes, he did because I paid my rent because of the results. But see, God probably wanted you to move. And maybe you would have been inconvenienced for maybe a month or two. But then after that month or two, your life could be set up forever. Maybe he needs you to move out of a certain energy because it don't work there no more. You know we work like a compass. You got to go where your energy flow. You can't sit in one spot forever and think life is going to be great. You got to move around. You got a whole universe to explore. And there's so many elementals and spiritual beings that's waiting to meet you. Waiting on you to get there. You ain't going to get there sitting in one spot, hoping that it's going to happen. Faith has to be worked. Meaning, when you tell people good advice, I hope you taking your own advice. And I hope you telling them this good advice because this is the advice that you live by. So the reason you don't have anything and why people are doing so bad, and it's not because you're doing bad, it just feel like you're doing bad, it's because you couldn't clean out your house yourself. You couldn't stop certain people from coming around you yourself. You couldn't stop certain situations from happening. And God just got sick of seeing you being treated bad, seeing you being misused, seeing you being tossed to and fro. Seeing you being judged at every corner. See, you can't look out for yourself good enough. And then you keep saying, God help me, God help me. Okay, the way God helping you, he getting rid of people, he getting rid of places, and he getting rid of things, and he moving you. Can you handle it? Do you really want change? Because if you ask God to change something, you don't get to pick what get to get moved around. That won't be true change. That's you just picking and choosing. No, God know what the real issue is. He get down to the root. So if you don't have right now, thank God that you don't have. Now ask God to show you the right things to ask for. See, we be asking for money. Do you know money ball up and blow away with the wind? You don't want money. You want the energy of money. So guess what, guys? I came up with an exercise and an idea to help you stay focused, to help you ask for what you want without wavering, to help you go straight to the root of what you're doing and stop dancing around it. I came up with something, y'all. Okay. I want you to think of yourself as a farmer. We're all farmers and we plant seeds every day. We're full of seeds. You can't deny it. The rules are our food has to have seeds in it. Everything that grows got seeds. Seeds that come from the earth. It has seeds in it. Now, you are going to plant seeds. Okay? But know this, as you're planting the seed, your faith is what's inside the seed that make the seed blossom into what you're asking for. Now, since you are a farmer, a gardener, but however, you got to be a worker in the earth because God said we're going to work in the earth. That's us. We got to work with the earth. But you put your thinking on the earth, not your actual hands. But I'm going to help you use your hands since we so physical and your body does not know the difference. It only knows what you're telling it and what your intent is. Now, if you take a seed, let that seed be what represents your object of desire, your object of manifestation. And remember, we have to put on the word called simplicity. Simplicity is a word in faith. I think countenance is simplicity's mother. Yeah. I think countenance is simplicity's mother, meaning don't come to God with a whole bunch of words. Don't come to God talking a whole bunch of jibber jabber. You need simple words to ask for what you want. Now, me, I want a Jaguar, right? And let me show y'all what I'm trying to manifest. You see that car right there? That's my dream car. Now, I'm going, because see, parts in me may believe that I'm not worthy enough to drive that nice Jaguar. I don't know. I don't feel it, but I don't know. I could be off somewhere. I don't know. So how do I help my unbelief, my doubtful mind, and my double-minded, right? Double-mindedness. I bought a tray that's full of different pots that you could plant flowers in. You could take a slot and put any seed in it and it'll grow. When it start to sprout, you take it up and you put it in the pot. It could be different flowers. It doesn't matter. Each one of them has its own section. Now, this is a faith exercise. Remember, you have to work faith. You have to practice faith. You have to be doing faith. You can't just sit there and say, oh, I believe that. Because if you truly believe something, you'll act on it. Your body will react to it. You will get some type of reaction if you truly, truly believe something. So what I'm thinking of doing, and y'all tell me if this sounds like a good idea. I'm getting chills. It's like I'm getting a channel. I'm getting a yes, this is good. The idea coming from the nothing, right? Because I'm invisible and I'm hearing things. I'm going to copy this card and I'm going to cut it out just like I put it on that vision board. Now, I'm going to ball that up like a seed. I'm going to ball that piece of paper up as small as I can get it because it's an actual picture. Now, if you don't have an actual picture, you can just get a little bitty piece of paper and write it. Write what you desiring on there. Me, it's a Jaguar. 4-door black Jaguar with red guts on the inside. Put that on a piece of paper. Ball it up like a seed. Just ball it up. You know what? You could either do the picture or this. But you know what my mind just told me? It just made me think about this. When they planted seeds back in the day, they used to take the seed and put it up under their tongue and let it sit for a while. Then they would take the seed out and plant it. Therefore, when the fruit grew, it had their DNA on it. Now, what if you took a pencil? Don't use ink. I say use all natural resources. You have lead inside of you already, right? But you write on that piece of paper. Then you bottle it up. You gonna make it small. Like you gonna ball it up. And then you're gonna set it up under your tongue and let it dissolve. Get your saliva on it. Get your DNA. Get your essence on it. Get your fountain of youth. Put it into the fountain of youth. So that thing can be youthful and abundant and prosperous when it grows. You're gonna take it out. Roll it into a little ball. You put your finger in the dirt and plant it. And cover it up. And then put some water on it and leave it. Now, if you planted a flower seed, you would stick it in the dirt, cover it up, pour water on it, and go about your business. You won't be running around all day saying, dang, I wonder how long it's going to take that flower to grow. How long it's going to take that flower to grow. I wonder what kind of flower they're going to be. I wonder how long it's going to take. I wonder when it's going to grow. I wonder when it's going to grow. Then I need to check on it. I think I need to check on it. I think because, see, this is what we do to our desires. That's why we don't get them. Think about what I'm saying. But when you plant that seed, you go about your business and it'll come in your mind. Look, you need to water your plant. So when you think of that as a plant, think of that seed as a plant. And you're going to come back when you see that dirt getting a little dry, you're going to water it and you're going to go about your day. Now, the power inside of the seed is going to be your intent. All of the details that you put in there, you leave the details inside. You don't tell nobody about the details. You in your mind got a vision of what this plant gonna look like, what this flower gonna look like, what it gonna be when it grows. You put the details in it because that is the power inside of the seed. The seed knows that what it's supposed to do. This is why it says you have the faith the size of a mustard seed. And it says you have faith like the mustard seed. I like that better. You have faith like the mustard seed. The mustard seed don't even know how small it is. It just know that it has to grow. And it makes the biggest harvest ever. So you think of your creation as a mustard seed. In your mind, let this be your mustard seed. And you're going to buy you one of them trays with a whole bunch of little dirt pots in it. And each pot, you're going to put your desire in it. You're going to put it on a little piece of paper, put it up under your tongue, and plant it and water it. You're going to water it. Every week You gonna come by, put a little drops of water in it, cause the little things ain't no more than about this big, y'all. And I took the thing out the room. I should have kept it in here so I could show you. But Family Dollar sell them, Dollar General sell them. The little things where you start your plantings off in. You get one of them. And I guarantee you, as time goes on, this is what's going to be taking place in the spirit realm. You're going to get a bud. You're going to get a real sprout that comes out of the dirt, because first of all, that's paper. That is wood. Think about the trees. The roots are in the ground. You ain't doing that but planting a tree, but you're using it in paper form. And you're going to keep watering it. And you ain't going to sit up here and say, oh, how long? You ain't even going to think about that stuff no more that you desiring. All you know is you watering your plant. And soon your plant gonna grow. You don't be sitting up there stressing about how long that plant gonna grow or how it's gonna look. You already have a picture in your head. When you buy your plants, you look for the flowers that you want on the pack. You already got a good description, what type it is, what color they are. You already know. But when you reading this, are you doing no? You saying it to yourself. You say, okay, I'm going to plant this. And you stick it in there. And you don't think nothing of it. And you go on. My spirit is telling me that between the time that you plant, between the time that it takes for that sprout to come up, you'll have your desire and more. Because do you know, sometimes when you ask for one thing so good the right way and you get it ricochet and hit other things. Because some things are connected. You might need this because you need that, and you get that because you need this, and you need this because that's going to help this and that. You don't know. So you can get the reward. You just get in alignment. So this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to make a choice to stop nagging and agitating your manifestations. So the only way I could see me not messing with it is to go on and plant it and water it and wait for the results. I ain't going to be sitting up there worrying about that piece of paper in that dirt. And I ain't going to be thinking about that car no more, because I know I have planted the seed. And this is how you will things to you. What a man wills to him, he have. So my will, I went to the store. I bought the seeds. I bought the little planter things. I read up on the seeds. I liked the seeds. I brought it home. I planted. Now I'm waiting on it to grow. So happy planting. I love you guys. See you.